What it do to everybody? You know my fans is gonna post this on YouTube, and I'm live on my website. So I'm excited to talk to y'all. Now we got a lot of things planned. So shout out to Netflix. Like I said, they tell them about your pick story. From my point of view, they listening to everything I'm saying. Shout out to Nickelodeon, Hulu, all the platforms out there in the parallel universe. My love life and career is in a parallel universe. And if you're not getting, or if it's not hitting your head that it's two separate universes, then I really don't know what to tell you. But I've been trying to tell people this for a long time that I have another version of myself in a whole nother universe. So this is how I'm able to tell you all these stories. So you can believe it and think I'm making it up. And why would I be talking for a whole damn hour if I was making all this shit up? It might seem like I am, but you'll find out that I'm not. You'll find out very soon. So let's start this episode off with my fans is on my website pretty much talking about me dating Ashley Tisdale and stuff. So they like, yo, all right, so I've been getting a lot of, people been sending me a lot of messages. And I think that is Ashley Tisdale. I think David is dating Ashley Tisdale. But I didn't want to believe it at first until I seen them kissing out in the open and stuff. And if y'all don't know who Ashley Tisdale is, because a lot of y'all up there sending me messages like, well, who's Ashley Tisdale? So Ashley Tisdale is before a lot of people time. Um, it's before my damn time, but I still know who the hell she is. She is a girl that played on Disney. She played on a lot of Disney shit like High School Musical 1, 2, and shit like that. I don't know if she was in 3. She might have been, I think she might have been in 3. I'm not too sure, but I know she was in all those. Then she had a spinoff from High School Musical called Sharpay Adventures. And then she played on like grown up TV shows like Young and Hungry and then some other shit. So pretty much like she had a good damn run of movies and shows and stuff like that. So there is a lot of people that know who Ashley Tisdale is. Like, and she also played on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. If y'all don't know who Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, that's pretty much Dylan and Cole. Like, everybody know that fucking show. Like, if you don't know Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, you know the Sweet Life on Deck. Like, don't play that fucking stupid. Like, she literally played on a hit show. So it's like, I know her from like Sweet Life is Zack and Cody because I kind of like that show, and then I seen her on other shit on Disney Plus because that's how I discovered who she was. I didn't know her name was Ashley Tisdale until I kind of like looked her up and whatever like that, but that is her name, Ashley Tisdale. So what do I think about David dating Ashley Tisdale? Um, I mean, I'm not gonna say she's an average white girl because y'all like going in on her, like y'all calling her an average white girl. Y'all saying she not all that pretty and she don't look how she used to look. Well, first of all, if you didn't know who she was, how are you gonna say that she's not how she used to look? Like, because you obviously don't know who she was. If I had to tell you who she was, but anyway, I don't think she's an ugly white girl. Like, I think that she looked the same, but she just looked a lot older than how she used to look. And I feel like, a lot of these actors, they're not going to always look like in their prime. As they get older, their face is going to change, their body is going to change. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to always have that youthful spirit and look about you all the time. I mean, unless you have that in your bloodline. If you have that in your bloodline that you look young even when you old, then that's a good thing. But other than that, I don't feel like Ashley Tisdale looks old. I mean, I feel like she looked the same. She just got older. She had a kid or whatever, and she's a mom. But David had kids too, and I mean, I think they look kind of cute together. I mean, David is always spotted out with a celebrity girl. And now I want to get on this clone shit because a lot of y'all been saying y'all think David is cloned and They people saying that David died when he got ran out the fucking road. First of all, David can't fucking die. So he's not a normal person. God ain't gonna let him die. But things can happen to him, like he can get hurt or he can get into a car accident, which that is what happened to him. So what I'm saying is, I don't really think David's a fucking clone, but I mean, a lot of y'all run around here saying that he is, and I don't think that's like the right thing to say just because he's in a wheelchair and what I'm saying? He's gonna be walking again. I mean, he's not gonna be in a wheelchair forever because a lot of y'all think that that shit is forever, and I don't think that is. It's temporary. Even David said it's temporary. But anyway, I'm shit. This is a lot of shit going on because I want to talk about so much shit because it's like a whole bunch of shit going on with David. Now, if y'all don't know, Zendaya posted a video of holding David's babies, David and Jenna Ortega babies. Jenna Ortega and Zendaya, they don't get along, okay? And it's obvious that they don't get along. We already know why they don't get along. I don't need to tell you why. Like I know y'all know why. But anyway, they don't get along. Long story short, she posted the video. She knew that the video would get back to Jenna Ortega, which it obviously fucking did. And Jenna Ortega didn't like the shit. But not only, it wasn't only Zendaya that did something like that. Like Jennifer Lopez did the same thing. So is David dating Jennifer Lopez too? Because I mean, like he's have been spotted going to Jennifer Lopez's house a lot. So I'm going to say that I'm thinking that he's probably doing some things with Jennifer Lopez too. I mean, because he has been spotted going to her house a lot. So I think that something's going on between them. I know they're working on like a movie together or something like that, some type of project. But all I know is that he definitely been spotted going over there a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave that at that. But anyway, so I'm gonna switch it over to Nadia pretty much having a meeting with like my sisters and brothers and stuff. And Jermaine was there. So Nadia was a little bit nervous. Like she was definitely a whole lot nervous when Jermaine was there. Now they know not to call me because first of all, I'm not going to show up to that shit. Second of all, I'm always busy and working, so I don't got time to be dealing with that shit. Like, I just don't got time for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time to be explaining myself or why I stuck my dick in somebody. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like it happens. Whether you wanted to accept it or not, it happens. And I ain't got time to explain my damn self, and I'm not going to fucking explain myself. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, Nadia is with my family. All my brothers, not all of my brothers, but most of my brothers are there and sisters and stuff, and even my mother. And so my mom, she's talking to Nadia, and she's like, Nadia, you've been nothing but a sweetheart. Everybody in the family loves you, but you can't be dating, my son Corey because he is related to your husband, which is Jermaine. Jermaine, he might act like he's not heard about it, but he is heard about it. He had came to me crying. He never cries. And I feel like you're messing up the relationship between two brothers. So Nadia was like, no, I'm not. First of all, I mean, I'm sorry that Jermaine is hurt, and I mean, I get it. I know that he's hurt and everything, but we can't change the fact that we already did it. Like, and I'm pregnant with his babies. So my mother was like, wait, I didn't know you was pregnant. Wait, they ain't say anything about the damn baby. So, so I remember Dietrich was like, wait, hold up. There's a baby involved. So Candace, she did know because I told her, but I think she probably forgot. She was like, wait, you pregnant? So she was like, yeah, David got me pregnant. So it's like we've been doing this for almost a month now, and I'm almost pretty much a month pregnant. Look, I get that y'all all, concerned about Jermaine's feelings and stuff, but what about David's feelings? What about his feelings? I mean, don't his feelings matter too? So it's like, even though I get that y'all want us to stop seeing each other, that's not gonna happen. So they're like, so what are you saying? She's like, I mean, I'm saying that I'm not gonna stop seeing David because that's what y'all want me to do. Like, David's a grown up. He can do what he wanna do. I mean, like, y'all sitting here talking to me like this is going to change my decision. Like after I'm done having this meeting, I'm still going to go see David and we're still pretty much going to have sex. It's going to happen whether y'all like it or not. I mean, I get it that y'all upset about this stuff, but it's nothing y'all can really do about it. And I'm not doing this to break up a relationship between two brothers. But let's just make this clear. I mean, David and Jermaine was never really that close. I mean, yeah, they were close, but not like really fucking close. Let's just be real. Now, I could say the stuff that Jermaine has said about David. Y'all want to call him Corey? Let's call him Corey. I can say the stuff that Jermaine have said about Corey. So it's like I don't think he really owes Jermaine anything, especially an explanation on why we're dating or why any of this stuff is going on. I don't think he owes him an explanation. So I remember my mother was like, okay. I mean, look, I didn't know it was a baby involved. That part I didn't know. So Dietrich like, okay, so there's a baby involved. So did you tell Corey already? She's like, David already knows. And we're engaged to get married. Look, I know y'all not gonna come to the wedding. I know y'all not gonna support it. I get it because I mean y'all never really support, David and anything he do anyway. But y'all like make names for yourselves off of his career. But that's another damn story. So Deetra like, wait, excuse me? What did you just say? So she was like, you were saying that stuff on Instagram, and I really didn't understand what you meant by that. What you mean we are having careers off of his success? Like, I don't really understand what you mean by that. You got to explain that. So she's like, all of y'all sitting down in this fucking house, all of y'all have benefited off of David's success. Whether y'all want to admit it or not, all of y'all have benefited in some type of way off of his success. And y'all can sit here and act like y'all didn't benefit off of his success, but y'all did. If it wasn't for any of y'all coming out and saying y'all related to him, or he's my brother, or he's my cousin, or he's my uncle, and then all this good shit start happening to y'all, y'all think that it just happened because y'all just happen to have good luck? David has big damn connections. People knows him all over the fucking globe. So y'all know that everything that y'all have right now is because of David. So let's just make that shit clear. Let's not sit at this fucking table and act like y'all did not benefit off of this shit. So y'all did. So y'all try and have an intervention with me and make it seem like I'm the bad guy when I'm not. So Candace like, well, in a way, you kind of are the bad guy. She's like, excuse me? Because if it wasn't for you running your fucking mouth, Candace, nobody will be sitting at this fucking table. You gotta always run your mouth and start shit. So she's like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, you always gotta run your fucking mouth. You should have never said shit. I don't even know why the fuck I called you. I should have just called Jermaine and just told him because Jermaine wouldn't have said shit. So my mother was like, that's not true because Jermaine came right to me. And he was crying. I told you that before we started talking that he came to me crying. So that's not true. So even if you thought he wasn't going to say anything, he said something to me. So she's like, okay, all right. So what is it? So what? I'm not a part of the family no more because y'all mad about me being with David. I'm not gonna stop seeing him. I'm sorry, but this whole thing is fucking stupid. So she get up and she's like, well, where are you going? She's like, David got me a car. I will be driving. I drove here by myself and I can get out of here by myself. This whole meeting is stupid. So she leaves or whatever. And they was like, where are you going at? We ain't finished talking. And she's like, I'm a grown ass woman. I don't have to stand here and listen to y'all talk to me like I'm some little ass fucking girl. I don't need y'all telling me shit. I pay my own fucking bills and I don't need nobody giving me a fucking lecture on how the fuck I should live my love life. I live it the way the fuck I want to. If y'all not okay with that, that's totally fine. Y'all don't have to come to the wedding. Y'all don't have to support it. But let's make one thing fucking clear before I leave out this door. All of y'all have a good damn life because of David. So sitting up there bad mouthing him online Dietrich was like, first of all, ain't nobody bad mouth David. Ain't nobody bad mouthing him. She's like, yes, y'all did. All of y'all was bad mouthing him, making jokes about him and all that. Like y'all are, and first of all, y'all are grown ass men, and y'all like the older brothers, and y'all up there making fun of y'all brother. Like, I mean, I just don't know how that even makes sense. You see what I'm saying? Like y'all literally like in your 50s and shit, doing shit that teenagers do. So it's like I'm really not impressed with this shit. Y'all sitting up here acting like y'all don't do that shit, like y'all innocent when none of y'all are sitting at this table is innocent. The only person that I would say that probably don't get on social media like that would have to be Didi, your mother. She's probably the only one that doesn't get online and stuff. And probably why would she bash her own son? So what I'm saying is like y'all sitting around here in front of y'all mother like y'all fucking angels, and ain't none of y'all sitting at this table angels. Y'all all full of shit. And I'm gonna call y'all out on it. Y'all all full of shit and y'all all liars. So I'm not gonna sit here and listen to a whole bunch of fucking fake ass people tell me how I should live my love life. Y'all are not even fucking genuine when y'all see David. Why you think he don't want to see y'all half of the time or talk to y'all? Why the fuck you think he not here? Because if y'all would have called him, he probably still wouldn't have came. So it's like I'm letting you know, like he don't have time for this shit, and I don't have time for it either. So she left or whatever like that, and she got in the car, and Jermaine comes out to the car, and he's knocking on the window. So she like rolling down the window. She was about to roll down the window, but then she thought about it, so she just kind of pulled it off, and then Jermaine called her on the phone. And she picked the phone up, and they were talking through the Bluetooth that's through the car or whatever. And so now Dad was like, I didn't appreciate that. Why the fuck would you bum rush me like that? You could have just talked to me. So he was like, yo, listen, yo, you can't go through with that. Like, that's gonna sting me. So she's like, I ain't trying to do this stuff to sting you, Jermaine. That's not what I'm trying to do. But what you did totally was not like I didn't even think you would do something like that. Like, I didn't even think that was in your character. So he's like, you married my brother, and you never gonna see your kids again. So she's like, you can't take my kids away from me. You can't do that. So he's like, yes, I can. I can get custody of them babies. So she's like, they not. You know what, Jermaine? I'm not having this conversation with you. You're not taking my kids away from me. You can't take my kids away from me just because I'm marrying somebody that you don't agree. Like, okay, whatever. So she hung up the phone, and she's like crying and stuff like that because now, Jermaine and Nadia are not seeing eye to eye. Obviously, she can't ask him to sign the fucking papers because they're not seeing eye to eye right now. You know what I'm saying? So she's obviously knowing that the shit is pretty much screwed. So if he can't sign the papers, we can't really get married. So she's kind of like upset about that, and she's mad. So she calls up her sisters to talk about the whole situation. And they didn't even know that me and Dante was dating, but then they was really accepting about it. And like her sisters, they was cool about the whole thing. But they was just like, well, why would they all like bum rush you like that? Like, why would they do that? She was like, I don't know, because they all bullies. They all bullies. Like, I didn't even know. First of all, Jermaine's mother said she wanted to talk to me alone. I had no idea that the rest of his brothers and sisters would be there sitting at the fucking table. It was like an intervention. So I mean, obviously she fucking tricked me. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna talk to the mother. I get there and all of them just sitting at the table, all quiet and shit, like like. And then they try to make it seem like I'm drawing a wedge between Jermaine and David. When first of all, I can see if they was 100% close, but they wasn't. David ain't close with none of them like that, and that's just the reality of it. Like he had forgave them and all that stuff, and I'm pretty sure he got good relationships with them where he talked to them now, but he still don't fuck with them, and they know that. So it's like for y'all to sit there and act like y'all so concerned about Jermaine. What about David feelings? Cause I mean he got feelings too. So it's like, what about his damn feelings? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just seeing how they disregard that man feeling so much, and they only worry about the people that they, like got favoritism to, like Jermaine or Daryl or anybody in the family. Like But when it comes to David, even though he a big ass celebrity, they still don't care about that man's feelings. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like it don't even matter how he feel or how we feel. And you know what I'm saying? So I really wasn't feeling that shit. And I felt like they was all ganging up on me. And so I got up and I fucking left. And I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here while y'all try to tell me how to live my fucking love life. And then all of them didn't know that David had got me pregnant. So her sister's like, wait, there's a baby involved? Like, you pregnant? So she's like, yeah, I'm like almost a month pregnant. Me and David been doing this for like a whole month now. So they're like, wow, okay, so you basically got his child in you. She's like, they're twins. She's like, wait, they're twins? She's like, well, I ain't tell the family that. Like, I ain't tell his brothers that and stuff, or his sisters, but yeah, they twins. So she like, damn, how do you know they twins? So she's like, well, David, personal nurses had checked me out, and she kind of figured, she found that they were twins. So they were like, so is it David? She's like, oh, yes, David's the father. So they like, well, goddamn. I mean, like, okay. So y'all serious, or y'all just having sex and hooking up? She's like, no, we trying to get married, but we can't because now Jermaine's saying if I marry David that I can't see my kids no more. So they're like, he can't take you from your kids. So she's like, exactly. So it's like, now he's saying that he gonna keep me from my fucking kids, and then the fucking divorce papers came, and I know he not gonna sign them. So it's like, this shit is gonna be a fucking nightmare. So she's like, why won't he just sign the fucking paper? She's like, because he ain't gonna want me and David to get married. He's being petty. So, he probably gonna rip them bitches up just to be petty. So she's like, he can't do that. Legally, he can't do that. He can't just not sign them papers. He has to sign those papers. Like, even if he don't want you and David together, he still got to sign on papers. And he cannot keep you from your fucking kids. He can't keep you. There's no evidence stating that you're an unfit parent. Like, it's not stating that, so he can't, he don't have no damn authority to say that. Like, what? Really? What the fuck? So all I remember is Nadia is talking to her sisters and stuff. She agreed to pick her sisters up because they wanted to see her, spend time with her. So she went to go pick them up and stuff like that. And so a lot of my celebrity girls decided to go on this satellite call with Jenna Ortega. Now y'all know I'm doing this TV series, right? And it's called The Famous David Sims. It's I love this Disney show. It's called The Famous Jet Jackson, and it used to be my favorite show. It still is my favorite show. And the show is on YouTube. Like, you can look it up on YouTube, The Famous Jet Jackson, and I'm pretty sure it'll come up like the episodes and stuff. But anyway, but this show is gonna be it's gonna be kind of the same, but dealing with famous girls that I date. So Jenna like, what is all this? Why y'all want to talk to me? I'm really literally trying to get some rest right now. So they're like, Jenna, you need to talk to your husband. So she like, for what? So they're like, what the hell is this damn show, The Famous David Sims? I mean, like, he trying to expose us. I don't think that's right. So she like, well, what do you mean? I mean, like, y'all love him, right? Y'all say y'all love him, so why don't y'all support him? I'm gonna be in the show. Let me say this to y'all. Before y'all start bashing my damn husband, watch what the hell y'all say out y'all damn mouth on this satellite call. I want to let y'all know this. I know for damn sure that my husband has been there for all of you bitches. It's not a thing that he wouldn't do for you fucking girls. Do you really think that he would make y'all look bad? Like, just be honest. Yeah, it's probably it's going to show or give people the inside of how celebrity girls are without the cameras on them. So they're like, that's just the thing. The cameras is going to be on us. So she like, okay, so if y'all have nothing to hide, then it shouldn't be a fucking problem. If y'all 100% silent like y'all say y'all fucking are, then it shouldn't be a damn thing to hide. Y'all sitting up here complaining about it because it's probably something that y'all don't want the public to see, like y'all fans. So before y'all get on here and telling me I need to talk to my husband, I'm not talking to him about a damn thing because I know he know what he's doing. But I want you to know that everything that he has ever did, he always supported y'all, and in every fucking thing y'all did, he always has y'all back. He always was there for you, right or wrong. So y'all sitting up here telling me what I need to do, even just support him or just don't be in the fucking show. But that'll hurt him because, I mean, like, he always there for y'all. He's always having y'all back whenever y'all call him. He's always right there for y'all. And then the fact that y'all not there for him when he needs y'all, I don't think that shit is fair. So they're like, all right, well, fine. Yeah, I mean, of course we gonna be in the show. Nobody said we wasn't gonna be in the show. So she's like, yeah, that's a good answer. So she get off the phone, when she get off the satellite call with them, and I remember I go, I'm like going into the studio by myself to just chill. I'm getting these videos from, on my website of, a girl named ASMR Darling. Now, I have always been a fan of ASMR Darling, and she is like the prettiest white girl I ever met or ever seen in my life. There's a couple of ASMR girls that's really pretty, but I feel like once you start to know people's characters, and see how they really act, it kind of like annoy you. Like this one ASMR girl I was dating, her name was Ocean ASMR. She started just acting a little too damn weird to me, a little bit too cringy. So it's like I just had to like let her do her thing because it's like when people start feeling themselves and you know that a person can start feeling themselves. When people start feeling themselves, it's just obvious, and it's like I don't, that shit don't turn me on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to turn that shit down, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you think you're the shit, but, just, turn it down a little bit, turn it down. But anyway, this girl ASMR Darling, I get on my website to see these videos that she's been posting to her, profile page. So I'm looking, and it's personal ASMR videos to me, and she is very pretty. Like doing certain things. Only thing she wasn't really doing was taking off her clothes, and I love a girl to take her clothes off. Especially if you're gonna do a video for me. So she was kind of live or whatever, and I decided to send her a friend request. She accepted it. Then we started talking online and stuff. She got off of her, live, and she gave me her number. Then she ended up calling me because I had gave her my number, so she called me up. So she's like, "Hey, I didn't even know you would actually see those videos." I'm like, "So you've been making personal videos for me, huh?" She was like, "I mean, yeah. Did you like them?" I'm like, "Well, the only See, I like videos when girls, take their clothes off of me, She's like, oh, you mean strip? I'm like, yeah, for girls strip, take their clothes off of me. I like that type of stuff. So she's like, oh, so that means you didn't like the videos. I'm like, I mean, I like the videos. I mean, they could have been a lot more X-rated, but I definitely liked them. She's like, you didn't like them. I can tell you didn't like them. I'm like, they were okay. They wasn't bad, videos, but they could have been better. So she's like, okay, so listen, David, I think you probably got the idea that I would crush on you. Like, I think you're adorable. I think you're cute and very interesting. Like, I definitely want to get to know you, like, a whole lot. And, I mean, I can make a personal video live for you in person. I'm like, what you mean? It's like, make you an ASMR video in person. Like, you film me and I can do whatever you say. Take my clothes off, strip for you, whatever you want, but it will be your personal video. I'm like, you'll do that for me? It's like, well, yeah, I mean, you're not too busy, are you? I'm like, I mean, no, I'm not too busy. It's like, well, come and see me. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm on my way. It's like, all right, I'll send you the directions to my place. Don't have me waiting. So I'm like, I won't. So I remember I had to go see Ashley Tisdale, right? I go check up on Ashley Tisdale, bringing some food and stuff. And she was like, hey, thank you for the food, baby. I'm like, I've been thinking about you, right? It's like, you've been thinking about me? I'm like, well, yeah, you ain't been thinking about me? It's like, yeah, I have. I'm like, what's wrong? It's like, look, David, I just don't want us to get so serious and then like I get too involved in it and then you like not on the same page as I am because I love really hard and once my feelings and heart is involved, there's no stopping it. Like there's no stopping me. Like once I'm like into you, I can't turn that shit off. It's not like a switch where you can turn it off like a light, you know? I'm like, look, Ashley Tisdale, I have always wanted to date you for a long time. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. I mean, you has always been my dream girl as I've seen you on like High School Musical too. And I was just like, damn, I always wanted to have sex with her. So she's like, really? You always used to say that in your head. I'm like, yeah. And why you always saying you're not pretty? It's like, I don't feel pretty anymore. You hear your fans. They saying I'm ugly. I'm not the same Ashley Tisdale that I used to be. You hear your fans. They obviously agree with me. I'm like, look, you know I don't care what my fans say about the girls I date. Ashley Tisdale, you are the beautifulest white girl I ever seen. It's like, that's because you're having sex with me and you're having fun and stuff. And you're getting with what you want. That's pretty much why you're saying that. I'm like, that's not why I'm saying that. It's like, then why are you saying that? I'm like, because it's true. It's true. I'm being honest with you. It's like, you better not be saying that to stroke my ego. I'm like, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't say that to stroke your ego. I don't stroke anybody's ego. She's like, you don't stroke nobody's ego. I'm like, why would I stroke your ego? You think I would do that to you? She's like, no, you seem like a pretty stand-up man. I'm like, yeah, I am. So we did end up having sex and cutting up and stuff like that, which was really good, by the way. And once I was done with Ashley Tisdale, I went to go check up on the beautiful Jennifer Lopez. Now I've been seeing Jennifer Lopez for a little minute now, and I just remember like Nadia had called me. I'm in the car. She's like, "Hey, David, baby, I'm getting some groceries from the market, and I really gotta talk to you about something." I'm like, okay, is it important? Is it bad news? You know I don't like bad news. She's like, yeah, I know, baby, but I'm not gonna tell you over the phone. Are you coming to the apartment? Are you bringing the babies? I'm like, yeah, yeah, I am gonna bring the babies. She's like, okay, all right, well, I'll see you at the apartment. I'm like, all right. So I get on the phone with Nadia. She said she had to talk to me about something important, but she didn't want to talk over the phone. And she never told me that she had her fucking sisters with her, which I didn't mind because, I mean, her sisters never really say too much to me anyway. So I really didn't mind about her sisters being there. They were kind of cool, you know. When I did see them, they were kind of cool. They was very, respectful and nice and stuff. They were a lot older. So being as though they were a lot older, they were a lot more respectful. So I remember I go see Jennifer Lopez, and she opens the door, and we about to go upstairs. And her team like, Jennifer Lopez, you was just about to do the press conference, the live satellite press conference. You got to do it right now. David can wait for you upstairs. She was like, hold on, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Hold on, hold on, y'all. Give me a minute. It's about to. Hold on, y'all. Give me another minute. All right, so hold on. All right. So they was like, David can wait upstairs for you while you do the satellite press conference. So Jennifer Lopez was like, can we do that another time? So they're like, see, here we go again. Here we go again with the same fucking excuses. We're tired of you always making up excuses when David show up. You know what? Not everything revolves around his ass. He a damn celebrity. He can understand this shit. So she's like, yeah, maybe he can fucking understand it, but maybe I don't want to do things when he come. So they're like, you're throwing your whole damn career away for this man. He ain't gonna do the same thing for you. So she's like, who said that I was gonna throw my damn career away? And I'm allowed to take breaks if I want to. So they're like, you keep on doing this damn flaking shit, and nobody is gonna want to work with your ass. She's like, well, if they ain't gonna want to work with me, then that's their problem. So they're like, Jennifer Lopez, your ass is floating on thin ice. And I mean that shit. You floating on thin ice. She's like, you know what? Your ass floating on thin ice too. Cause you about to lose your damn job. Keep on telling me what the fuck I need to do. Y'all all forgot that I'm the one that write y'all damn paychecks. So that means that y'all work for me and y'all do what I say. So they're like, you pay us to keep you on track. That's what you pay us for. You pay us so we can make sure your schedule goes the way it's supposed to. That is why you pay us. She was like, no, I pay y'all to do what the fuck I tell y'all to do. And right now, I don't feel like doing that shit. So y'all can make up a damn excuse and say I got the flu or something because I'm not getting on that fucking camera. It was like all this over some dick. You know what? I hope it's some really good ass dick. I hope it's some magical dick. She's like, it is. It's the best dick in the world. And even if it ain't the best dick in the world, it's none of your damn business. But it is though. So why don't you go and mind your damn business and go fucking get on that camera and make up some damn excuse. It ain't the first time that y'all did this shit. So they like, you just going, you know what? Nobody's gonna want to do a damn interview with you ever again because you keep flaking. You just keep on fucking flaking. So she's like, and I'm gonna keep on fucking flaking. How about that? It ain't gonna stop. So she goes upstairs in the room with me and stuff. She's like, I'm like, baby, you can do the satellite interview. I'll wait for you. She's like, I'm not doing that shit. I don't want to. So I'm like, baby, I'll wait for you right here. She's like, fine, I'll do it. I'm only gonna be on there for a few minutes, but don't leave. I'm like, I ain't going nowhere, but yeah, hurry up. It's like, I'm not going to be too long. She's like, fine, I'll do the damn interview. They was like, you changed your mind? Because that's good. Come on. So she did it, and she only answered like one question, and then she got off the camera. So they was like, Jennifer Lopez, what the hell was that? So she's like, I did the press conference. So they was like, you only answered one fucking question. Everybody else had questions for your ass. How the hell you just gonna walk off the camera like that? What the hell was that? She was like, that was the interview. They was like, for all that, you shouldn't even have got the hell on the camera. You should have just stayed upstairs. How the hell you gonna get down here and get on the camera and answer one question and then fucking leave? So she's like, well, I did it. So they was like, that is the shortest fucking press conference that I ever seen on satellite. So she's like, well, fuck it. I just made history. So she goes upstairs or whatever, and they're like, what is getting into this fucking damn girl? So they're like, we all know what's getting into her. It's that damn dick. You already know David is piping that girl down. It's that dick. So all I remember is, you know, Jennifer Lopez, she comes back upstairs and she's like, baby, I don't know. Every time you leave, I think about you more. I'm like, you think about me? She's like, yeah, every time you leave, I just think about you more. I'm like, no, you don't. It's like, oh, so you think I'm making it up? You think I don't think about you? I'm like, I don't know. Do you think about me? She's like, yeah, I think about you. I'm not making this shit up. You think I'm saying shit that comes to my mind? Like, I really do think about you. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, like last night I couldn't really sleep. I'm like, and why is that? It's like, because I kept thinking about what the hell you were doing and stuff. And it was just bugging me. I'm like, oh, well, it's like, yeah. So, I mean, me and Jennifer Lopez, we did end up cutting up. After I was done with Jennifer, I did go and check up on Jenna Ortega and picked up the babies and stuff and had sex with Jenna Ortega. Now, Jenna Ortega didn't really tell me about the whole satellite phone call thing. I don't think it was really on her mind. I think she forgot about that shit, to be honest with you. But yeah, I picked up the babies after dealing with Jenna Ortega, and then I went to go to ASMR Darling. So that's not her real name. ASMR Darling, her real name is Taylor. But I like calling people by nicknames. That's pretty much how I do. So I remember when I get there, she see the baby. She's like, "Oh, they are so adorable." is they you and Jenna Ortega babies? I'm like, yeah. She's like, they are the prettiest babies I have ever seen. Oh my God. They are so cute. I'm like, you like them, huh? She's like, they look like some pretty ass doll babies. Oh my God. They are so, are they both girls? I'm like, yeah, they girls. She's like, oh my God, what's her name? I'm like, David Jr. She's like, she named after you? I'm like, yeah. She's like, so what's her name? I'm like, her name is Star. She's like, oh really? I like Star. I always liked that name. I thought the name was really pretty. So I'm like, you like the name? She's like, yeah, I like it. I think it's really pretty. So I'm like, well, actually, her name is Penny Star Sims. She was like, oh, her name is Penny Star Sims. I'm like, yeah, but I call her Star by her middle name, but her first name is Penny. She's like, oh, her name is Penny. I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's like, wow, they are so adorable. But wait, how am I gonna do the videos for you if your daughters are here? I'm like, you got another room they can play in. I bought them they toys and stuff. I got enough stuff in this baby bag. They keep them occupied. She's like, I got toys here. And they're clean toys too. They all sanitized. I'm like, they are? She's like, yeah, all the toys are clean and sanitized. I'm like, well, that's a good thing. So she put them in a nice little room, actually, where we kind of can see them. And they were kind of playing around with the toys and, you know, just just being babies. She's like, I'm kind of nervous now. I'm like, well, why are you nervous? She's like, well, I am nervous seeing you in person, and you're really cute in person. So she's like, it's just that your babies are right there, and I don't want to be like stripping and taking off my clothes like right in front of them. I'm like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll do just fine. It's like, David, you just want me to just strip for you. Fine, I'll do it. So she did the video for me, the ASMR video. She was whispering and doing what she do on camera. And I was like, telling her to take her clothes off. She took her clothes off. I told her to take her bra off, and she did that. Then she took off her pants, and then she just had her panties on. I'm like, now get on top of me. She's like, now what do you want me to do now? So we started having sex, obviously. At first, she was a little bit stiff because she kind of kept looking back at the babies. And then after a while, she kind of like just got into it and just let me beat it up. And it was really good. And then I think she kind of forgot the cameras was on or that she had the camera on. Because once she looked back after we were done having sex, she kind of looked at the camera and she was like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had the camera on. So she turns the camera off and stuff. I'm like, can I ask you a question? She's like, yeah. I'm like, have you ever had sex on Instagram Live before? It's like, no, hell no. What you mean, let somebody fuck me on Instagram Live? I never even got on Instagram Live. I mean, I have Instagram, but I never really I would say I never really done anything like that. Like, no, hell no. And when I get on live, it don't be on Instagram. I get on Twitch. Like, you ever heard of Twitch? I'm like, I heard of Twitch. She's like, yeah. When I get on live, I get on Twitch. I'm like, so have you ever done stuff on Twitch before? It's like, well, when I get on Twitch, it's probably like to play video games or just to talk and stuff, but not really to do sexual shit. I mean, although you can kind of do sexual stuff on there. I'm like, you can. She's like, yeah, because first of all, it is nothing like Instagram. Like, Instagram, they will suspend your account if you do some shit like some sexual shit. They'll suspend your shit. You're a danger to the community and you're not obeying the guidelines of Instagram. And so they'll just definitely suspend your account. So with Twitch is a little bit different. Twitch is like it's like you ever heard of OnlyFans? I'm like, yeah, I guess I heard of that shit. It's like that. It's like OnlyFans, but you don't gotta pay for the shit. You can just look at people act a fool and take off their clothes or have sex on there. Cause there is people that do that shit. There's people that have sex on there. There's people that masturbate on there. There is a lot of people that do a lot of shit on there. Not everybody do the same type of shit. Not everybody gets on there to talk about or play video games. You got some people that do music or like it's all kinds of shit on there. But what I'm saying is like not everybody does the same shit. Like everybody do their own thing, and I just happen to just play video games when I get on there. But I'm not gonna say that I haven't seen some crazy shit on there, because I have definitely seen some weird shit on there. So like you have, it's like, yeah. So she's like, look, I mean, are you asking me to, like, are you saying you want to have sex with me on live or something? I mean, I've never done that before. That's like the wildest thing that I would ever do. But I mean, I would do it, but I'll be scared. I'm like, why? It's like because it'll be my account and they know that it's my account. But I could make another account, like a spam account, and they, you know what? I'm not doing all that. If that's, I mean, are you asking me that? So I'm like, well, I mean, I was kind of asking you that. She's like, well, okay, yeah, okay, let's do it. So she's like, but we can't just start off by just having sex, just let me get on there, play some video games. I'm like, well, hold on, you gotta put on some clothes. I don't want nobody looking at my girlfriend. It's like, wait, oh, I'm your girlfriend? Because I didn't know I was your girlfriend. I'm like, no, yeah, you are my girl. I mean, we just had sex and stuff, so you don't think you're my girlfriend? It's like, yeah, I mean, I do think I'm your girlfriend. I'm like, okay, that's good to know. Now, in the back of my mind, I'm not gonna lie, I have been thinking about Storm Reed. I'm not gonna front. And I told you, me and Storm Reed did leave on good terms. I've been thinking about her a lot. I decided that I wanted to let her just stay with her boyfriend and, do whatever she want to do with her boyfriend. But when I'm thinking about a girl, when I'm like having her on my mind, she's thinking about me too. So as I'm thinking about it, she calls me up and I'm like, should I answer the phone while I'm with this girl? So I'm like, well, she already like putting on clothes. So I'm gonna go in here with my babies and talk to Storm Reed. So I'm like, hello. It's like, hey, it's Storm. I'm like, I was just thinking about you. It's like, you were? What was you thinking about? So I'm like, I was just thinking about how sexy and pretty you are. So that man, he know how to beat it up, right? It's like, oh, really? So we get on the phone and you already on that, huh? You already, that's the type of time you on? I'm like, I just want to know if he handling that body right. It's like, what type of, yeah, I guess he is. I'm like, what? Well, wait, what do you mean you guess he is? Is he beating it up or is he not beating it up? It's like, yeah, he beating it up, David. I'm like, no, you making up excuses. He not beating it up. It's like, how do you know if he beating it up or not? I told you that he was. I'm like, but I don't really believe you. It's like, all right, David, so you don't believe me. So what is it gonna take for you to believe me? I'm like, does he beat it up like me? She's like, no, he definitely, David, you know damn well he don't beat it up like you. So, no, he don't. No, stop it. I'm like, that's probably why you called me, because you needed me to get up in them drawers. She's like, no, it's not. I called to check up on you. That's all I did. I'm like, you don't want me to beat it up? She's like, I never said I didn't wanted you to do that. I never said that. I just said I called to check up on you. So I'm like, and I ain't doing too good because I need your pussy to make me feel better. She's like, all right, you know where I'm at, David. You can come and see me. All right. So I get off the phone with her, and basically she gonna let me beat it up. Now, just because she got a boyfriend, it don't mean that she ain't gonna let me beat it up. You know what I'm saying? Like I get the pussy even if a girl got a boyfriend. I got girlfriends, like I got that too. So I remember she's giving me the cue, like, ASMR, darling, that she's about to, let me start touching up on her. So I get into the camera, and everybody's surprised to see me with her. And I start kissing on her. And, I take, like, put my hand up her shirt and stuff, and she's moaning. It's like, David, I can't believe we actually really about to do this. We're about to give them a porno video. Like, this is going to be a live porno video. You do realize that, right? I'm like, I guess I realize it. She's like, I'm just saying, there's no turning back once we do this, right? I'm like, what you mean? She's like, people probably gonna videotape this. I'm just letting you know, like, you can't, I mean, like, once you do this, there's no turning back. Like, once you get in the motion of it, there's no turning back. Like, we're in it. Like, people gonna know that we did it. I'm like, oh, okay. So I remember we end up having, like, we did it. We had sex on camera. We had sex on live camera, which was like the Twitch thing. I think it's called Twitch, but we had sex on there. And I remember I wasn't nervous. I'm never really nervous. I mean, I film movies all the time. I'm always like having cameras in my face, so I'm pretty much used to the feeling of it, you know. So she was a little bit nervous. She like while we were doing it, she was kind of like looking at the babies, and then she was looking at the camera, and then after a while, she kind of like got into it. So yeah, she pretty much got into it after a while, which was a very good thing on my part. So I remember after we was done, she kind of like was like, "Oh my God, that was so good." I mean, I know at first I was a little bit stiff, but that was so much fun. I'm like, yeah, it really was. Like that was really fun. Like it really was. So I'm like, did you enjoy it? It's like, I mean, you know that I did enjoy it, so you don't have to ask me, did I enjoy it? So I remember I'm like getting all these phone calls. China at McLean, I know I'm doing a movie with her, so she was calling my phone. I go to my car to go pick that phone up because I didn't want to answer it in front of Aunt my darling. So she was like putting back on her clothes and stuff, and my kids was in there. So you know I'm not gonna leave my daughters in there. So I'm like, hello. She was like, it's China. I'm like, who the hell is China? She was like, China at McLean. I'm like, the actress? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, damn, what's up, girl? She's like, I was just calling to see what's up. I mean, I know we were going to be like working together. So I just wanted to call and see, what's good, just trying to fill your head out and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm doing good. How you doing? It's like, I'm doing okay. I'm like, so tell me something. How's the body? It's like, wait, did you just ask me how's my body? I'm like, yeah. It's like you just asked me that. I'm like, yeah. I'm asking you how's your body? Is it treating you well? She's like, I don't know. You tell me. I'm like, well, I can't. I mean, I'm not necessarily looking at you right now. She's like, so how can we fix that? So I'm like, well, can you send me some pictures, some like pictures of you? It's like, what, naked photos of me? Because that's what I think you're trying to say without actually saying it. Like, what type of photos? I'm like, photos like, in your panties and, no bra. Because, I mean, I like girls that don't wear no bra. So she's like, basically a naked ass photo. Basically, right? That's what you basically saying. You want a naked ass photo. So I'm like, yeah, it's like, you're nasty. I mean, as soon as this your first time meeting me, and you want me to send you naked photos. I'm like, look, you don't got to. But in a movie, we gonna be having sex anyway. So you should be comfortable showing me your body anyway, because I'm gonna end up seeing it in the long run. So she's like, okay, all right, I'll send you the pictures. And you please make sure you tell me that you got them. Like, I do not like sending photos and then I gotta think if the person got it or if they seen it. Like, please don't make me do all this for nothing. Because I'm gonna send you a couple of them. So I'm like, yeah, I wanna see all the ass, all the curves and everything. It's like, you okay? Yeah. So she's like, all right, I'll send you the pictures. So I get off the phone with her, right? I go back in there with ASMR, darling. She's like, "Did you have fun?" I'm like, "Why you put your clothes back on?" She's like, "Oh, I just got off of Twitch." I'm like, "You did?" She's like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "I still want to beat it up. I ain't finished getting up in that pussy." She's like, "Oh, okay." So she take her clothes back off, and then we end up cutting up again. And this time she wasn't really nervous because we didn't have the cameras rolling. We just was like having sex and having fun. So she was just like, I have never had this much sex before, and I definitely needed all of this. I'm like, you did? She's like, yes. I mean, I've been really tensed up lately, and just I really haven't been having no ideas for any YouTube videos lately. It's really hard to come up with YouTube videos, and now I think I got an idea for it. And I always have been against, people doing sexual ASMR like content and stuff. I've always been against it, but I think I got an idea of what I want to do for my next ASMR video. It's gonna be a personal video to you, but I'm not gonna take my clothes off. I promise you, it will be PG. I'm like, oh, you promise? Like, yes, you're the only one that can see me naked. I mean, even though a lot of people just see me naked on the Twitch live shit, but that's different. But you get what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, I'm like, look, I don't want nobody, dating you or taking you out on a date. It's like, they're not. I'm like, but what if somebody send you a DM. It's like, I'm going to curve him. I promise you, I won't even reply to him. I'm like, you won't? It's like, no, I don't cheat. Like, I promise you, if we're dating, then we're dating. Like, I'm loyal. I'm like, you are? It's like, yeah, I'm very loyal. And the last relationship I was in, people try to make it seem like I was the bad guy in it because the guy that I was with, he ended up leaking some videos about me, and it didn't make me look good. Like, it really didn't make me look good. And I think I don't think, I know he did it on purpose. He did it on purpose to put a stain on my career and put a stain on my name and stuff. And it really hurted me that a lot of people seen me that way. And I don't know why he would do something because we was together for a long time, and for him to just do something like that, it really tore me apart because I was just like, wow, like you're literally doing this to be petty. And he was. And it was it was a really toxic relationship. It was really toxic, very abusive. And yeah, it really was. And when people see me on camera, a lot of the times I don't tell people that I'm going through, personal love type of shit, because I don't think that when you see in an ASMR video that you should tell people that, hey, I'm going through some shit. People are looking at your videos so they can sleep and so they can get rest and stuff. And I don't think my personal shit is gonna help them sleep. If I get on there and start venting about what's going on in my personal life, even though there's a lot of people that probably want to hear the shit, but I don't think that that's why they on my channel. I'm like, I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah, so I really had to make like a ton of videos to like explain myself. I don't like explaining myself. I hate explaining myself. I just don't like it. I feel like when you explain yourself, it feels like you're like the wrong person or you feel like you're guilty about something. And that's pretty much how I felt when I was making the videos, and I'm never gonna do that shit again. I'm like, dude, what? It's like, well, I promised myself I would never get into a relationship like that again, a very toxic one. And don't like I have dated other boys ever since then, but never it was never to the point where I made them my boyfriend or we was a thing or whatever like that. And maybe it was a hit and run, maybe we'll have sex here and there, but it wasn't like a really serious thing where I'm like their girlfriend. I'm like, okay. It's like, but with you, you made it clear I'm your girlfriend. And I agree that I want to be your girlfriend because I am your number one fan. Like, I love your movies and I love your music and I think you're so cute and your babies are so adorable. I'm like, what if I get you pregnant? So, like, if they look like these babies right here, I'm definitely on board. Get me pregnant. I'm like, you sure about that? It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not a little girl. I'm a grown woman. I can carry babies. I'm like, okay. It's like yeah, I'm ready for it. I think, yeah, let's have a family. You want to start a family with me? So I'm like, it's like, I mean, you already got the first part down pat. I'm like, and what's that? It's like fucking me without a condom. That's the first step right there. Coming inside of me without a damn condom, using no protection. That's the first step. That's the only step you need. So I'm like, okay. She's like, but yeah, like if somebody try to DM me, if they try to get at me, I'm definitely gonna curve them. Like I'm not interested. Like no, I don't want you sending me dick pics and stuff, cause that's what people would do. They'll start sending you dick pics and stuff. Like look how big my dick is, and like I don't want to see your greasy ass dick. Like I'm not interested. It's like okay, go show that to somebody else. Like I'm not interested. I'm like yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like yeah, so. David, you definitely do not have nothing to worry about because I'm your girl. And I definitely 100% mean that. So we did end up looking at a movie together and cuddling and kissing and stuff. Now, ASMR Darling, she is a very sweet girl. Like, she is. But her voice, I like her voice too. I like the way she talk without like whispering. But she sounds so different without whispering. Like, when you talk to her, her voice sounds really pretty, but, you'd be like, damn. And you never thought she would really talk like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she sounds really good when she talks. And after we was done spending time together, she did end up falling asleep and stuff. After we had sex again, she fell asleep. I got my daughters. I'm on my way to see Nadia, and then China at McLean sent me those photos, and I'm just like, oh damn. So I'm looking at the photos, and I'm like, damn, China got a nice thick ass. Like she's super thick. God damn. So I remember I called up China. It's like, so you got the? Did you get the pictures? I didn't know which one to send you, so I sent you like all of them. But did you get them? I'm like, yeah. It's like, well, what did you think about them? I'm like, they are amazing, all of them. I can't choose one of them. Like, which one I like the best. You mind if I come and see you real quick? She's like, yeah, sure. So I come and see her. She had sent me the directions to where she was at, and I come and see her. She opened the door. It's like, who's these babies? These got to be yours. These yours and Jenna Ortega's. I'm like, how you know? It's like because the fucking babies are like Jenna Ortega, but they look like you. Yeah, they are babies. They are some pretty ass babies. So I'm like, well, thank you. She's like, well, why you got them? So I'm like, oh, well, right now my wife not feeling too good, so I thought I'd take the babies off her hands for a little bit. She's like, that's fine. I mean, that's really sweet. So she holding one of the babies, which was really, good. And then Zendaya ends up calling me. So I'm like, I want to tell her like that I know what the hell she did because she did like use my baby and put her on her Instagram account and stuff, and she didn't tell me she was doing that. So I remember I didn't answer the phone when Zendaya called me. I mean, I was like, I'm not answering this shit. But me and China McLean go upstairs in her room, and she's like, okay, so we're gonna be working together, but I don't know how because you're in a wheelchair. I'm like, I know how to do stuff in a wheelchair. You think I'm that fucking hopeless? So she's like, I didn't say you was hopeless, David. I never said that. So she was like, I mean, I'm excited to actually work with you. So ain't nothing wrong with your thing, is it? I'm like, what? She's like, I'm trying not to say dick in front of your kids because they babies. I don't want them to. I'm like, you can put them over there. They ain't gonna hear that. She's like, oh, ain't nothing wrong with your dick, is it? I'm like, well, why don't you come and find out? It's like, well, how am I supposed to find that out? I'm like, what you mean? She's like, you said, why don't I find out? Like, how am I supposed to find that out? So I'm like, you come and see for yourself. She's like, what? No. I'm like, come here. You want to see it, don't you? She's like, no, I don't. I don't want to see it. So I'm like, yes, you do. So we playing around with each other. She ends up getting on top of my lap, and she looking at me. She's like, you want to have sex with me, don't you? You want to have sex with me? I'm like, I mean, look, we are already gonna be doing it a lot in the movie, so it's not like we ain't already gonna be doing it. Why wait that long when we already gonna be cutting up? So she like, you definitely got a point there. Like we are gonna be doing a lot of sex scenes, and with doing sex scenes, you gotta do it over and over until you get it right. And so that yeah, you're right. You might as well just go ahead and get it over with. I mean, not get it over with, but you sure the baby's not gonna see us having sex, David? I mean, cause I'm like, no, they not gonna see. She's like, you sure, David? I mean, cause I'm like, look, I told you, I'm positive. She's like, all right, fine. So we ended up cutting up, right? Like she was riding me, in a wheelchair, letting me beat it up and stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, she had some good stuff. Like China McLean is really beautiful, and her pussy was good. It was like it's what I needed. It was like what I was waiting for. Like it was good. So she was like, "Did you like it?" I mean, I know I'm not like all the other girls you have sex with. I'm like, why do you say that? It's like, I mean, cause you be like having sex with like really gorgeous celebrity girls and stuff. I was like, look, man, I don't know what you talking about. It's like, yes, you do. You do know what I'm talking about. So I remember I'm like, yo, you're a really pretty girl. Why you don't think you pretty? She was like, I mean, I guess I'm pretty. I mean, am I pretty to you? So I'm like, yeah, you're a pretty girl. You look pretty to me. So she's like, all right, so we had sex, but I don't know where that leaves us, David. Like, are we dating? Are we together? Or are you just like you just got off on me? I'm like, what you mean? She's like, did you just get off on me, just to bust your little nut? Well, not your little nut. That was a big nut, but I was just saying, like, is that all you wanted to do? I'm like, no. I mean, I actually want to take you out on a date and stuff and hang out with you more. She's like, okay, and I'm all for that. I'm like, you are? It's like, yeah, I'm definitely down with that. So I'm like, you got a boyfriend? It's like, no, I had a boyfriend like a while ago, but we stopped talking because it just wasn't healthy for me. Like, being with him wasn't healthy for me. And, when people don't understand my faith and stuff, and I'm really big on faith, and, if I see that you taking me down a dark path, I'm definitely gonna have to cut you off. And it doesn't matter if I like really love you or in love with you or whatever, and I see a future with you. But if your whole, you know, path on life ain't on track and you're trying to take me down there with you, I'm gonna have to cut you off. I mean, yeah, it's gonna hurt, but I'm gonna have to say I can't do this shit. So, he just wasn't just he wasn't on the right track. Like he was on a dark road and he thought I was gonna go with him, and I told him that I can't do that. Like, I mean, I love you, but I can't do that. I can't be with you right now. Like your head is not right, your thoughts ain't right. And all he really wanted to do was do sexual shit with me and stuff. And I mean, I love sex. Don't get me wrong. I love sex, but I just wasn't up to do sex with him. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, he was turning me off and stuff, and I wasn't really horny when we was having sex. It just wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't hitting for me. Like when we first got together, I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, so I know that you got your head on track, so I don't got to worry about all that. But so I do have to worry about me falling in love with you because you got a whole lot of girls on your dick and they're on your dick like a lot. So I definitely got to worry about that and worry about my feelings getting definitely involved in this shit because we're going to be filming, a movie together. And I just don't. I mean, if we go on a date, we might as well just be girlfriend and boyfriend right now and just get it out the way because I know in the future I'm definitely going to develop a lot of feelings for you. So we might as well just get that part of us like being girlfriend and boyfriend pretty much out the way so we can just say that we already are a thing. Because I mean, you are looking like you want to have sex with me again, and I'm definitely down for that. I'm like, you are like, yeah, I'm down for that. So me and China McClain, we did end up having sex again, and I ain't gonna lie, she is bad as hell. I'm not gonna lie. Now, China, she got like short hair, like her hair is short, so she don't really necessarily have long hair, but she can she can wear like wigs and stuff like that, like what girls do when they want to wear long hair. But yeah, I mean, like she looked good with short hair too, but she is really pretty. So I was like, yo, this girl is bad. Like, this son of Bo China McClain, boy, the girl bad, boy. So I'm like, I used to look at your TV show. She was like, what, Ant Farm? I'm like, yeah. It's like, you used to look at that show? I'm like, that show was funny as shit. She's like, for real? I'm like, yeah, the father was hilarious. So she's like, yeah, he was funny. He was real funny. I was like, yeah, he used to be like, what he say in one scene? He was like, he's like, I got the utmost respect for my kids. All right, y'all, open those armpits up, trying to defrost these pork chops. So she was like, yeah, I remember that part. Yeah, that was funny as shit. So I remember, we were kissing. She was really into me. Like, China was, and she said she was following a lot of things that was going on online and stuff like that. But she said that she doesn't really post a lot of things like on social media. She posts stuff on TikTok here and there. And I was like, so did you like the show? So like what, the Young Michael Jackson show on Netflix? I love that shit. I was actually gonna ask you, did you like the show Wednesday? She's like, oh, with your wife, Jenna Ortega. Yeah, I liked it. It was a good show. It was really good. I mean, it was dark as shit, but I liked it. I definitely liked it. It was good. I'm like, you enjoyed this? Like, yeah, it was a good show. But I mean, I gotta say this. I'm gonna be real with you. I think something went on with those two. I'm like, who? Is it like the dude Percy, the guy that she thought was the monster? I'm like, oh yeah. She was like, yeah, I think that something happened between them two while they were filming. Now, it's probably nothing really happening with them right now, but I'm going to assume that something happened while they were filming. I'm like, well, I'm going to be with them. I'm going to be with her when she starts filming the second season, and I'm going to be in the second season. So I'm definitely going to get my answer. I mean, yeah, I'm going to figure it out. I never not get to the bottom of stuff. So she's like, yeah, well, I mean, the only way that you probably would have to really figure that out is if you get Percy alone and kind of grill him, because he'll probably admit it. He'll probably be like, yeah, I slept with her, but not and now I'm like, even if he slept with her, I ain't gonna beat his ass because if she was willing to give him the cheeks, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't get that damn mad. She's like, yeah, true. That do make sense. So I'm like, it ain't like he raped her ass. So she like, yeah, you right. He didn't rape her. So I remember, we did end up, cutting up and having sex again, which was good. Now, when I left from China at McLean, I did go to Nadia. It's like, oh my God, you got the kids, you got the babies. I'm like, yeah. It's like, all right, David, I have to tell you what happened. So I'm like, so what happened, Nadia? She was like, so, all right, well, wait, where my kids at? So we got a kiss and, we, all over each other. Of course, I'm going to beat it up. So she's like, David, you are definitely going to get it. You going to get it. I'm like, okay. It's like, can I just tell you what happened first before you? I'm like, wait, is these your sisters? She's like, oh yeah, I went to go get them. I mean, I hope it's okay if they stay a few nights. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. So she's like, so you know, guess what happened today? I'm like, are you going to tell me? She's like, oh yeah. So your mom calls me up and she gonna say, I want to talk to you and about this whole, Corey and Jermaine situation. And I'm thinking when I'm going to her, I'm thinking it's just gonna be me and her just talking about it, and that's it. So when I get there, tell me why the fuck it's like your brothers are there, your sisters are there, they all sitting around the table like they in the mafia. I'm like, what? She was like, yeah, they all sitting around the table like they the mafia. And I'm walking in, it felt like it was an intervention. It didn't feel like an intervention, it was an intervention. So I walk in not suspecting what I was expecting. Like I was not, she was like, I was not expecting what I got. When I walked in, I was not expecting to see your brothers or your sisters all sitting around the fucking table looking like the mafia and your fucking mother sitting at the damn table like she the godmother. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay. So it already was at a bad start. I'm sitting down, and then your mom says something about you can't date my son because it's hurting my other son, and you can't, draw a wedge between two brothers and all this shit. And I'm like, first of all, I ain't drawing no wedge between them because they never was really fucking close. They never was really close to begin with. So if they were never really fucking close, I don't see how am I drawing a damn wedge between them. So I didn't argue with your mother. I didn't really get disrespectful with her, but they all found out that there was a baby involved, obviously. Now, I don't know if I already had told Candace about the baby. I don't know. But Deidre was like, oh, damn, it's a baby involved. Like, I didn't know that he got you pregnant. All this shit. And I just got to the point where I really told them about themselves. Like, I literally told them that all of them are successful because of your fame, and that is true. Like all of them got little names for themselves because of your fucking success, and that is true. And then Dietrich gonna say, "Well, I need you to explain yourself to me because I don't know what you mean by that." And I'm like, "You do know what the fuck I mean by that." And like I explained it to him. I did not bite my damn tongue because all of them was sitting around the table trying to. They were like bullies. Your family is fucking bullies. I'm like, well, wait, when did all this shit happen? She was like, it happened a few hours ago. And I'm sitting at the table like, okay, like I really, and I felt like I didn't have to defend myself because it's like, you're not, none of y'all gonna tell me how the fuck I'm supposed to live my love life. All of y'all sitting at these tables, I'm like, all of y'all sitting at this table is a bunch of fucking hypocrites. Y'all all is a bunch of hypocrites, which is why David don't even like being around y'all fucking assholes. Because even if y'all would have called him and told him to come, he probably would have never came. You know he would have never came. He would have just stayed where the fuck he at and just like do what the fuck he doing right now. So I respectfully told your mom like I don't need y'all telling me about how to live my love life. Like I'm not gonna listen to y'all anyway. So she tells me that Jermaine was crying and all this stuff. I don't think he was crying. I don't necessarily believe that shit. And I think she was just like adding on shit to like make it seem like he actually was crying, but I truly don't believe he was crying. I'm like, okay, so what is she saying that Jermaine came to her? She's like, yeah, she's saying Jermaine came to her crying and stuff, but I really don't fucking believe that. I don't believe that he was crying. He might have came to her angry, but I don't believe that he came to her with tears in his eyes. I truly don't believe that shit. So anyway, I get up and I'm just like, I don't have to deal with this shit because like y'all not going to tell me how I'm supposed to live my love life, and I'm not going to listen to y'all. So I get up and walk out the fucking door. And so Jermaine comes to the car door. I was about to roll the window down, but then I ended up pulling off. He calls me and we talking while I'm driving. And then he gonna say, you can't marry my brother and all the shit like that. And then he gonna say, if you marry my brother, you can't see your kids no more. And I'm just like, you can't tell me I can't see my kids. Like you can't tell me that because you just can't. Because first of all, there's no evidence that I'm an unfit parent. Like I am a hell of an involved parent. So there's no evidence. You cannot keep me away from my kids just because you don't like the situation that's happening. So it's like he already threatened my fucking kids, saying that I can't see my babies. So that obviously pissed me off. And it's like now I know he's not going to sign those papers because he's being petty. He's going to be petty. He's not going to sign them. And yeah, it's just gonna be a really big nightmare. So I'm like, all of this happened today. She's like, yeah, my mother called your mother called me and she set it all this shit up. But it's all Candace's fault because if she never would have opened her damn mouth, I'm like, but wait, if Jermaine went to my mother, if he went there, then I mean, it was gonna happen regardless if Candace said any damn thing or not. So she like, well, David, I'm not gonna stop. Like, I still love you, and like I said, it's not gonna change how I feel. So I'm like, you sure? It's like I'm here, and we gonna have sex right now to prove it. So I'm like, okay. So me and Nadia had sex and we cut up and everything like that. And we shut the door. He had to turn up the TV because our sisters was there and stuff like that. But yeah, we had sex and stuff. And her sisters, they already knew that me and Nadia was basically a thing because Nadia told them or whatever. So she like, all right, so they gonna be here helping plan and she like they gonna be here to help plan the wedding and stuff. But is it okay if they stay for a little while? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It's like, yeah, cause I need family around, and I'm getting my babies tomorrow. So I do not care what you may say. He is not keeping me from my babies, and I don't care if he's angry. I mean, I'm not doing this to be petty. I deserve to be happy too. I deserve to be happy too. So it's like no matter how people see the situation, I deserve to be happy too. So I'm like, yeah, you do, you do. It's like your family probably hate the shit out of me right now, and that's fine. They can hate me, but like I really did not appreciate that ambush. I did not appreciate it, and I told Jermaine that. I'm like, I did not appreciate y'all ambushing me the way the fuck y'all did, and your mother tricking me the way she did. I did not appreciate it. It was not right, and I thought I was coming to just talk to her, and I come there and everybody sitting at the table like looking at me like I'm just this horrible person, like I'm some slut. Like that's how they were looking at me. So I'm like, well, you should have never fucking came. She's like, I was thinking about not showing up, David. I really, really was truly thinking about it. But then I was thinking, like, well, this is your mother, so I'm not going to just disrespect her like that. She has been, nice and very sweet to me. She even opened up her home to me a lot of times, to me and Jermaine. So it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and just not show up. Like I'm gonna see what she gotta say. Like I'm gonna go and talk to her. I'm gonna be respectful and go talk to her. When I thought she was like when I thought that it was just gonna be me and her. So I'm coming in and obviously it's like her and your brothers and sisters, and they all just sitting there like they're the mafia. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, and it's like they was all ganging up on me, and I felt very fucking ambushed. I'm like, well, I'm sorry you had to go through all that, girl. I'm sorry that you had to go through that stuff. She's like, they didn't call your phone? I'm like, why would they call my damn phone? You think they had a balls to call my damn phone? She was like, I already knew they didn't call your damn phone. Cause I asked her when we was on the phone, I was like, well, Miss May, did you call, David? And she was like, no, I didn't call him up. And well, I already knew she wasn't gonna call you up because she probably knew you wasn't gonna show up. But what I'm saying is, I felt like I didn't really have to explain my damn self because it's like, no matter what the hell you think or how you see the whole situation, it's really none of your fucking business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so sick of people trying to make everything they fucking business. Like, I'm really tired of it because it's like, if it has nothing to do with you, which it really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? This has something to do with your brother Jermaine. This is your brother's Jermaine situation. This is not your situation to deal with, no matter how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have to let him deal with it the way he deal with it. But he don't need all of y'all fighting his fucking battles. And at the same time, it's like, well, what the fuck about your other brother? What about Corey? Because that's what they call you. But what about him? What about his feelings? The whole time I was there, not once I heard any of your brothers and sisters, including your mother, say anything about your damn feelings. They ain't say anything about your feelings. Not, oh, Corey deserved to be happy too. They ain't say nothing about your feelings. Not one of them. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like I just really got disgusted looking at your family because it's like all of them got success off of your damn name, and then they online bashing you, and that was another thing. Then then a teacher gonna say you online telling everybody that we bashing them. Ain't nobody bashing them. I'm like, yes, y'all are. All of y'all online talking bad about David, but then y'all benefiting off of his success. You know what I'm saying? Like, so how y'all gonna badmouth somebody, but y'all up there benefiting off of it? Like, it just don't make any damn sense. So it's like, y'all don't have the right to tell me how to live my life, because all of y'all from where I'm standing, y'all all look like fucking hypocrites. So it's like, like, y'all are definitely not gonna tell me how the fuck I'm supposed to live my life. I'm gonna live it the way the fuck I want to, whether y'all accept that shit or not. So I left out, and I already know that's probably gonna be the last time that I see your fucking family. So I'm like, oh, okay. So like, I know I ain't gonna be invited to no fucking family cookouts. I already know that because they gonna be feeling like I tore y'all two apart, you and Jermaine, which I really don't think that. I really think that y'all two can still have a relationship as brothers, no matter how this situation occurred. Because it's like Jermaine should be man enough and more mature enough to not let this shit get in the way. But it is what it is. Like, even if he wants to be petty and not want to be a brother to you, then that's what it is. He was never your brother to begin with. You know what I'm saying? When people let shit like that get into the way, then you was never really that brother. You know what I'm saying? You was never really there for that person. So it's like, you don't want to use this shit as, oh, this is why I don't fuck with him. Like, that's a lame ass excuse. I mean, yeah, to everybody else, that would be, oh, that's the perfect excuse why you don't fuck with Corey because he fucked your wife. First of all, you'll know what happened that night, and I was the one that came up with the idea that we should have sex. You never suggested it. I was the one that came up with the idea. So it's like, if you gonna hate some damn body, hate me. I'm the perfect girl to fucking hate. So I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying, Nadia. It's like, so it's like, I'm I'm trying to do the right thing here, baby. She like, you still want to be with me, right? I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, I'm fighting for us, and I'm not gonna stop. Like, we're still gonna get married. We're gonna find out a way to get married because I know Jermaine not gonna sign those papers. We're gonna find out a way to actually legalize our marriage and do this. But yeah, I mean, like, and I'm still having these babies, and I don't think that I should bring them around your family because I don't think they're gonna want to see them. But they don't know that they twins, so I didn't tell them that part. But they do know that I'm pregnant. So I'm like, "Oh, so you told them about the pregnancy?" She's like, I definitely told them about the pregnancy. Like, they all know that I'm pregnant. Well, at least all that was at that table, like sitting at the table, all of them know. But they don't know that it's twins. I didn't tell them that part. I'm like, oh, you don't. She's like, but my sisters, they know they twins. Like, they know they twins in my stomach. I'm like, oh, you told your sisters? Like, yeah, they know. So I'm like, okay, well, that's a good thing. I mean, yeah, they can stay here. She's like, look, and I don't want you to think that we can't do what we're doing because they're here. Because we can do whatever we want. They're not going to say anything. So I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So, see, I ain't gonna lie. I was done with Nadia, having sex with her, making love to her. I left and went back to ASMR, darling. And she is so beautiful. Like, I left my daughters there with Nadia because I trust her with my kids. I know she's not going to do anything to them. I don't got to worry about Nadia filming with my kids because she won't do that. But anyway, yeah, I go back to ASMR, darling. She opens the door. She's like, where are your babies? I'm like, they at home. She's like, oh, okay. Well, I don't gotta be all nervous to have sex now because they not around. Then I kept looking at them because I kept thought that they were like looking at us have sex. I'm like, they advanced babies. They smart. They like ahead of their time. She's like, I'm pretty sure they fucking are. So me and ASMR darling did look at some more movies and had a lot of sex. I'm not gonna lie to you. And everybody should look at ASMR darling. Look at her videos. Check her ASMR channel out because she is beautiful inside and out. Sweetest girl. You know what I'm saying? And I love her. I love her voice. I love her whisper. I love making love to her, and I love making her my girlfriend. But this is the end of this episode, and I definitely hope that everybody enjoyed me talking to y'all and everything, because I definitely enjoyed, telling y'all this story and everything like that. Um, Another thing I want to say, we got the haters, coming by the truckload, but, we got to keep it thugging, we got to keep it pushing, and that's pretty much all I got to say, man. I'll holler at y'all later. Anyway.